It was cooler earlier. I will tell you that much. 63 degrees. It felt like it was cooler last night. It didn't feel like 63. Right now it's 63 degrees in the New York City area. Sorry about that. Whoop, doop, doop, doop. 63 degrees in New York. Supposed to be a high of 77 degrees. A bit of a break from last week. The 90-degree weather is approaching at the end of the week. You see that. No sign of rain today, according to the weather gods. Well, the guys talking to the weather gods, right? They're the guys that talk to the weather gods. Use precise location? No. But we are in the building. Nice, beautiful day outside. Hopefully your day is running great. Oh, the crazy zoom in. Oh, zoom in on my face. Top of the top. Great game 2 of the finals. We'll get to that later. You see the thumbnail. There's nothing salacious about it, I guess. It was a great big payday, and maybe it's because it's Monday, but nobody's in the building. It's 4 of us in the building today. We're going to keep it going. We shall keep it pushing, pushing, pushing. Today, I was looking up some stuff with Tom Thibodeau. We're approaching, we talk about the player so much. We never talk about the coaches as much. Nostalgic Nick, what's going on, my brother? And yeah, don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you are on a PC or computer, join a YouTube membership. Join us. Today, though, you ever seen this right here? That's a Jalen Brunson signature. Shout out to my daughter's homeboy, Lucian. He got a spot named after him over there on Houston and First Avenue. Lucian. His mama named him Lucian. I'm gonna call him Lucian. Hit that like button, man. Good to see you, brother. Que lo que? Tib should be one of the highest paid coaches. What he did this year, missing guys all year. John Pettit, he was missing guys. Coach of the year, how many times? 3 or 4 times already? He's just a big dog, man. He's just a big dog. Mr. Big Dog himself, Tom Thibodeau. I wanted to start with, I think it's best we do start off with his salary. It might be the thing to do. Start off with his salary. They call it a hot girl summer. It's a midsummer out here. It's a midsummer. I'm gonna drag this to the front. Trying something new today. As we continue on about Tom Thibodeau, should he be the highest paid coach? I don't know. Good morning, gang. Well, they got Mayor. What's going on, my brother? Blue and orange, baby. Should Tom Thibodeau be the highest paid coach? I don't know. But what I do know is 10 million isn't bad. 10 million isn't bad. Also, these are the highest paid coaches as of right now. Right? You have Steve Kerr at $17.5 million. Greg Popovich at $16 million a year. Eric Spoelstra at $15 million. And Monty Williams at $13 million. Monty Williams, he set this thing off and resetted the whole market, right? I think it was like I want to say a 4-year deal for 80-something million for Monty. 4 years. What's that? It has to be more than that though. Maybe 60 something million. Monty Williams. Monty Williams deal. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 years, 78 million. So it was 80, around 80 million. All right, Ty Lue did just get the extension or about to. Mafia, what's going on, my brother? Ty Lue contract. He's making 14 million a year. Why didn't I add that on there? You know what? Gotta fix that for the people, man. Gotta fix this for the people. Ty Lue. They said 16 million. I say 16 million. In real time, we're fixing our PowerPoint. 14 million. Ty Lue. 14 million. Ty Lue was making $14 million. So those are the top 5 coaches in the game right now. Salary wise. And I don't know why I thought about this, but we do know 46% of the league does not want to be coached by Tibbs, which is really, really, it's weird, right? 3-time coach of the year, or 2-time coach. It's 2-time coach of the year. And people still talk about him a certain way. I think that's what led me to these thoughts. People still talk about Tibbs, former players, current players, bad and good, but for the most part, it's mixed to me. Right? It's mixed. I don't feel as if it's one-sided, like it's polarizing. He's a polarizing guy. Has there ever been a 2-time coach of the year who was more polarizing? I don't know. Right? I'm just not sure. I want you to roll your eyes this morning. I know if all boys be like, "Are you serious? You really quoting them?" I am quoting them. I'm quoting these players. The good players talk good about Tibbs, but bums talk bad. It depends. I'm telling you, there's players that I respect that I was a little shocked about with their comments. Like this guy, Evan Fournier. We're not shocked about Evan Fournier. I have nothing to say because I have none. Fournier said of his relationship with Thibodeau. Are we like, we're not surprised by that, right? Fournier, when he was still with the Knicks when he made these comments, though. That's what was crazy. He was like in France doing some sort of interview with, was that sport? I don't even know who he did the interview with. Did he say it in French? Yeah, Tom Thibodeau, bad coach. Yeah, oui. Right? When he took me out of the rotation, he just told me he was going to try something else. Then at the first match of a road trip, he announced to me that I was leaving the rotation. And ciao. If Tom Thibodeau, hold on a second. If Tom Thibodeau told Fournier, ciao, on a road trip, and that he was done with him in his rotation, Tom Thibodeau deserves another Coach of the Year award for dealing with you, Frenchie. What are you talking about? Ciao. Ciao. No, Ciao's not Italian. Well, I think Europeans just say chow. Chow is also South American. It's a kind of international. It's not French. Au revoir. Au revoir, sucker. Look at Obi Toppin when he left. He didn't get the minutes that he wanted to in New York. That's what he said, right? I didn't get the minutes I wanted to in New York. There were great players there, great coaches. Everybody was amazing there. So Obi Toppin, he chose the high road. He chose the high road. Any reason why you think? These agencies are strong, man. He's CAA. He's CAA. Remember, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Tom Thibodeau is part of La Cosa Rosa. Let's not forget that. So Obi Toppin got to watch his mouth. He has to come back to Brooklyn in the offseason. He has to hear about these things. Be easy. Be easy. Derrick Rose, this one shocked me. When Derrick Rose went to the Grizzlies after a training camp, he said the last 2 years I had Tibbs for training camps, right? Derrick Rose says, compared to Tibbs, these training camps, don't get me wrong, we worked with Tibbs, but it's ran different. Here in Memphis, it's smoother, it's more fluent. Guys are really getting their work in. Not saying the guys in New York didn't get their work in. This one shocked me because, Rose is a Tibbs guy, right? Like he's the one that says, "Oh, I ignore Tibbs whenever he's in practice, just yelling and stuff like that. I know how to handle him." Basically, when he was here, would say that. It was a major reason why I felt like endorsing Tibbs was the right thing, or part of the reason. You got a vet in Derrick Rose, superstar guy. His best years was with Tom Thibodeau. He gets a lot of the blame for. He's like the biggest example that people want to go to when they say Tibbs works people too hard, and he basically injured Derrick Rose with his coaching style. Is that fair? It's up in the air. It's always going to be lingering with Tom Thibodeau, and next year is a big reason. It's going to be a big deal for Tom Thibodeau, also because if the injuries start piling up some more, then the Derrick Rose thing is going to have validity, stuff like that. But Derrick Rose is definitely a reason that I gained confidence in Tibbs because in the face of everyone saying all this, Derrick Rose was coached with Tibbs in Minnesota. Derrick Rose was coached with Tibbs with the Knicks. So the three franchises that Tom Thibodeau was the head coach of, Derrick Rose joined. Now, is that to say Tom Thibodeau is not paying off Derrick Rose? We got to be honest. We got to be honest. Is he paying Derrick Rose off for getting him injured like that? I don't know. We don't know. We can't just guess. I am right. I'm speculating. That's a hard speculation. Fabian conspiracy. I wish Fleet was here to try to check me so we could laugh together. RJ Barrett left, or with the Knicks tenure, he said Tibbs was my guy. You can't even get him to say a bad thing about him, and that was a real big deal because I think that was Tibbs loved him, but he criticized him. RJ Barrett. I know he reached out to him, and he was really public about reaching out to RJ Barrett about his brother when his brother passed away. God bless the dead. And we didn't really hear RJ Barrett criticizing him. I didn't see anything from RJ Barrett. Tibbs, great to play for, according to IQ. Great to play for. The practice part, guys just don't like practicing. I'm not one of those guys. But if you don't like practice, he's not for you. We've heard that a lot too. If you don't like practicing, don't come over here. We've heard that before. And that of course was the salaries. There's another comment that Cam Reddish made when he was in Portland. When Cam Reddish was traded from Portland, he actually said he spoke to the fact that players were under pressure or they felt pressure to hit the next shot, right? And he felt a relief leaving the Knicks, basically. Is this it? This is Cam Reddish, according to the Daily News. He was quoted. It was tough, but at the same time, it ain't even about basketball. It's like that. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. It ain't even about basketball. I'm sorry. Reddish told the Daily News it had nothing to do with basketball. It was all politics, all the favoritism, stuff like that. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. Reddish, he didn't expand on anything. And rather look back at his frustrations with the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. He'd rather not look back at the frustrations with the Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. Reddish went on to discuss why Portland is a better, more positive fit for him. I'm in a completely different place now. I'm blessed. Not everybody gets another opportunity, so it's refreshing, said Reddish. The 10th overall pick in 2019. I got some great teammates, great staff. It's real positive around here. Win, lose, or draw. It's not somebody beating you over your head. Not that that was happening in New York, but it's more my style. Okay, Reddish also hinted that Thibodeau's impatience affected his confidence with some other players like Obi Toppin. Thibodeau has been quick to sub out after a mistake. I can shoot a shot, and in New York, I feel like I had to make it. I know I'm not the only person that felt like that. I was putting too much pressure on myself. Now I can relax and play my game. You're going to see it. The more I'm on the court, the more I'm going to grow and play. I'm happy. Guess what, Cam Reddish? I was sick of you. I was sick of you. And that quote right there proves why we don't want the likes of players like you around. I don't care about what you did in high school and in college. A lot of people hang their hat on that. And that's, I have a thing about not watching high school players and college players because of players like Cam Reddish. All my homeboys would tell me about all these players and Cam Reddish and all these other guys. And I laugh because I'm like, who cares? Send the link. The link is in there. All balls are old fogey. The link, the likes of Cam Reddish. That statement in itself is insane. I felt like I had too much pressure to shoot the next shot. I feel like Coach Tibbs creates like a championship effort. It's a championship atmosphere, the military thing. That's why it's polarizing. Even Pat Riley, I think he gets a lot of that too. People don't want to deal with the military style camps. It's everybody else that wants to be here, they vocalize that too. Like Julius Randle, he speaks highly of Tom Thibodeau as well. You saw what Emmanuel quickly said, if you don't like the practice. But the Derrick Rose quote, that one stood out to me, man. That one stood out to me because Memphis, the owner of Memphis is something Pear. He's like 41 years old, a young owner, billionaire. Some tech thing that he got going on. They have remember like Mark Cuban, he came to the NBA and he said, "Yo, I want to put pressure on the other owners. I want them to be embarrassed about what I'm bringing to the game. I want their players to go back and put pressure on them and say, look, the state of the art stuff they're offering us over there in Dallas as a visiting team, right? And the Memphis Grizzlies, they're a young organization. Think about how they allow John Morant to run amok in Memphis, of course, and throughout the city. We see all the issues he's going through. But a part of that leisure and independence is what helped promote the Memphis Grizzlies as this young, the super culture team. It was like Allen Iverson all over again, right? And you for Derrick Rose to go over there, look at the practices, and he goes, "Damn, I like this. I still get my work done. I still get my practice in, but over there in New York, we did practice, but it felt rigid. So it just sounds like Thibodeau has his hands on too much. That's what it feels like to me. Like he has his hands on too much in practice and the micromanaging. But is all that worth? Would you guys say 10 million a year? 10 million? Even so, that's even less than Ty Lue. Why? Because Ty Lue has a championship. I think with the Clippers, Ty Lue is getting that much money because they're really they're undermining him over there. Like to sign Kawhi Leonard means you get undermined. That it's like part of the deal. You want Kawhi, well, you get undermined. And with Thibodeau in New York, y'all know what time it is. They're not playing any games. Either you're with the family or you're not. They're not playing a game. Ty Lue is not with the family over there with Steve Ballmer and them. So Kawhi Leonard could pull all that. So I think they're paying him $13 million a year because they know, hey, look, you got to deal with this, man. We're gonna shut you up because we know what you want to say, Ty. Thank you for not saying anything about this guy, Kawhi. And you're gonna have to deal with Kawhi for 3 more or 4 more years over there. Unfair? Not if you get this check. You know what I mean? I'd say, if we're being honest, if we're being honest, hmm, he got to get 14 like Ty Lue. Because you can't pay him Monty Williams money. That's crazy. Monty Williams is crying over there all the time. Like, I can't stand what he's doing over there. He might get fired because they have some new general manager coming over there from the Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm sorry, not the Grizzlies, the Pelicans. They're not putting up with all of that. I'd say you got to give him 13 and a half minimum for Tom Thibodeau. You have to. You have to. See, Ty Lue, Clippers coaching record. Why is it that hard to look that up? Posted a 180. Ty Lue has posted a 184 and 134 coaching record with the Clippers. So 50 games over 500, and that's as of the other day. 50 games over 500, 184 wins, and 134 losses for Ty Lue as head coach of the Clippers. Tom Thibodeau, well, he's 175 and 143 in 4 seasons with the Knicks. 22 games over 500. Not all his fault, right? Like, he doesn't have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and James Harden and the whole cast of all NBA guys. It's not all Tom Thibodeau's fault. And Steve Kerr getting $17.5 million is crazy. But he is a part of the organization that is now the most valuable franchise in the NBA at over $6 billion. And that's another thing. If he's getting the nod, $17.5 million, partially because the franchise is worth 6, the dynasty thing, the Knicks are still valued that highly. They're about to get valued more money. I'm thinking if I'm Tibbs, yo, man, I might just do like a 2-year deal. Because that value is going up, man. It really is. Tibbs had nobody until the last 2 years. Exactly. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Moving right along. I made a comment yesterday about the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum thing. All right. Jason Kidd comes out. And first of all, I said he was a sneaky Brooklyn Ninja. I said Jason Kidd was a sneaky Brooklyn Ninja, and Al Horford seconded that. Hold on. Why are you not? Where's my link, man? The rest of my link. Oh, no problem. I'm gonna run with this right here. So yesterday or the day before, they were making a big deal out of the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown thing. Jaylen Brown playing better than Jason Tatum. Is he a better player? And I still think Tatum is better, but I use the analogy of Kobe versus Shaq and how they were the 2 best players in the league, arguably at a certain point. 2 of the top 3 players in the league, 2 of the top 5 in a lot of ways, and definitely, right? And even they succumbed to ego and just being the top dog and wanting to win and being known as the winning guy. So if they could do that, why can't Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown feed into their ego, right? As zen as Jaylen Brown comes off like such a, I don't say selfless because you don't know these people, but he comes off as the leader of the group. And I said that, and Shaq comes out and he basically says the same exact thing.
To give you some G14 classification information because this will be the last time you see me. Okay. It's a riddle. Do not get fixated on useless titles. Do what you got to do. Doesn't matter who's who or they say who's what. It ain't time for all that right now. Do what you got to do and get it done.
I understand. Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
That made sense to you?
No.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me break it down. They're trying to separate you and your guy by saying who's better and who better. I'm saying don't worry about useless titles. Who's the man? Don't matter who the man is. Kobe's the man, Shaq the man. It don't matter. I'm getting my 40. Kobe getting his 39. Let's go win these championships.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what that meant.
I agree with that. Yes, sir. I understand.
Because since you didn't understand, I had to break it down to you. Tell him, Grant. Tuck that elbow in. Jalen, I don't have a question.
So Shaq said that. He also I think it's his pregame. He also said Kobe was a better player than me, or we were on the Lakers, right?
Useless titles. You know, when I was young, I worried about useless titles, but when I stopped worrying about useless titles, start winning championships. In my Laker runs, I wasn't the best player on the team. I knew that, but I knew I was the most dominant. So I knew my role. I knew what I had to do. I wasn't worried about a useless title. So if those two young gentlemen are worried about useless titles, who's the best on the team, whose team it is, it will definitely affect them tonight. You know, when I was young, I worried about useless titles, but
he said that.
when I stopped.
Hold on. And underneath that, because people were saying this tweet is about his name is Who's Meech. I guess he's a Kobe fan because he said, you know, my Lakers run, I wasn't the best player on the team. Shaq always said how he was the most dominant, but Kobe was the best player. And Kobe haters say Shaq only saying that because Kobe passed away. God bless the dead, by the way. But Shaq has always said this.
I would not accept this award unless the greatest player in basketball gave me the award. And I said accept this award unless I would not accept this award unless the greatest player in basketball gave me the award. And I said once before that Kobe Bryant was the greatest player in the game.
That's
and
Kobe.
I meant that when I said that. I would not accept.
And I meant that when I said it. So he goes on a thread.
Player in the world on your team, and it's good to play with the best player in the world on your team because it makes stuff a lot easier.
Kobe calls you the best player in the world.
So, you know, Shaq has always made it a thing. Even with their ego, he was able to state that. And you can see right now, remember Jason Kidd, the sneaky Brooklyn Ninja. He's a sneaky Brooklyn Ninja OG. He's the OG of sneaky Brooklyn Ninjas. I've always said he's a sneaky Brooklyn Ninja. Remember, he tried to come out in the press conference and he said, Jaylen Brown's their best player. But they've been hearing that their whole tenure. They've been hearing that since they made it to the conference finals, I think. And even a couple years ago, I say Jaylen Brown was better, but then Jason Tatum just had these, like when he's on against the Bucks in that Bucks series, when they beat the Bucks to go to the finals, those games, Jason Tatum was amazing. He also had, you know, the up and down, like when he was off, he was off. But Jaylen Brown has turned it around. And so I'm sorry, so the whole Jason Kidd thing didn't even work. Like he was trying to divide and conquer. He said Jaylen Brown's the best player. Drew Holiday came out. He said, yeah, he is. He's guarding Luka, their best player, and he's destroying the Celtics. Al Horford, I was trying to pull it up right now. Al Horford said, damn, Jason Kidd is sneaky. Sneaky Brooklyn Ninja. The SBN OG, Jason Kidd. His tactics did not work for game 2. Shaq was warning Jaylen Brown, hey, don't go fall for whatever I did, whatever happened to us. We were on top of the world and people were the media, everything. And it's really mostly the media. It is us pushing this narrative because if the team is already on some like, yeah, Jaylen Brown is the best, so what? We don't see the Shaq and Kobe thing. There was a lot going on. Like Jim Gray's not pictured there, but Kobe would go through Jim Gray and start speaking things. Like Kobe was very vocal, and then Shaq is passive aggressive. So they would go back and forth. They had a fight in practice. You know, Kobe swung on him supposedly, and it was crazy. But he wanted to show like he's not scared. He's not gonna back down or whatever. There was a lot going on back then, but it was nothing like this. Tatum, you see, he's always hugging Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is just, again, he seems to be the leader. And they're both young. They're both similar age. Shaq was a little bit older than Kobe, which is like looking back on it. I think that's why he regrets a lot of this stuff, Shaq. He speaks on the past with a lot of regret, especially the Lakers run. So I think he knew, damn, if I stayed a Laker for life, you look at Shaq differently. Like I should have listened to Kobe more because if there's a 10, 15-year run of Shaq on the Lakers, we just look at him differently. We look at him more like Jordan and more like Tim Duncan, more like what he's supposed to be. He gets to coast a little bit more like Kareem did later on. Like Kareem took care of his body, but he also had magic and let him carry him. And I think just Shaq regrets that because he knows, hey, I won a title with D Wade. Remember, D Wade broke his. They could have went to back finals in Miami, but D Wade broke his ribs, and Stan Van Gundy was the coach. They could have beat Detroit. They were better than Detroit. They were the best team in the league that year. D Wade was on fire. Second year in the league, he was insane. He was insane. And the following year after that, I felt like Shaq took a step, lost a step. And you know, D Wade was progressing, but so was Kobe. And you're talking about Phil Jackson, Kobe, and Shaq. I just can't imagine them not going back to the finals. I can't imagine them saying, you know what, let's get rid of Karl Malone, Gary Payton. They don't have the same CBA that they have now. Right? Like Shaq looks at it back then like, yo, you guys have a chance over there in Boston to really do something special. You got a teammate there. Don't do what we did. You guys are both similar age, about to enter your prime. Like they haven't even entered their prime yet. You have a great front office. They keep adding players around you. They know what you guys need. It's good to see this because all the young players do also, and young people is they see inside the NBA and they see Charles Barkley and Shaq and they look at them as haters. And it's easy to do that, but this generation is a lot more sensitive, less hands-on. So to see Shaq tell him like, yo, you didn't understand what I said. All right, let me make it a lot more clearer. I want to make sure you get this message. I want to make sure the world gets this message. We messed this thing up from 20 years ago. I messed this thing up 20 years ago. Don't feed into your ego. Don't allow yourself to think, no matter how much of a leader you are, how much you're growing, how much you might be the best player in the series right now, the best player on the team right now. Even if you are that, don't mess this up. We gotta point this out because how much do we rip Shaq for not watching the game? Not giving enough game. This makes up for a lot of the BS that he talks about. Right? Like in my opinion, for me. So shout out to Shaq for that. I would shout out the Celtics, but nah, man. No. We need the Dallas Mavericks reverse sweep. That's what we need. We need a reverse sweep. We need Kyrie to wake the hell up. Let's get into game 2, man. Horrible performance by Kyrie Irving. Shout out to Dime Dropper for mentioning that last night after the game. The post game 2 Dime Dropper. Go click on the link in the description. You'll find Dime Dropper in there. You crazy? Breaking it down. The first thing he said was the thing about Kyrie Irving, man. He ain't show up. He stepped on lucky, and ever since then, he ain't winning Boston. Kyrie Irving is definitely the most disappointing player in this series. All the Kyrie Irving fans somehow lost cellular service from Flat Earth. All of a sudden, they don't know how to talk about Kyrie Irving. All of a sudden, this is all so just spectacular. Spectacular. We don't know what's going on. The one thing I do have to disagree with Dime Dropper about is the little man thing. Kyrie Irving is not Jalen Brunson. He's not. It has been disappointing for him. We can start off with love. The Celtics are built to stop the smaller players. Drew Holiday isn't tall, but We're talking about a legendary defender. Enough is enough. I don't even have to ask anymore. I don't know why I'm asking. He's up there with Gary Payton, Michael Jordan, Alvin Robertson, Sidney Moncrief, Tony Allen, Mookie Blaylock. Mookie Blaylock is just forgotten about. Drew Holiday is legendary. Kawhi Leonard, you name it. You have Drew Holiday there. He changes everything. Everything on the defensive end. Jaylen Brown is guarding Luka Doncic 94 feet. Yes, but I also see Drew Holiday guarding him 94 feet. Luka Doncic looks scared to death every time he turns around and he sees Drew Holiday in front of him, 3/4 court. I don't know why the Mavericks, Jason Kidd, my favorite point guard of all time, why aren't they allowing Kyrie to bring the ball up? Luka is scared, number one. Number two, you got to get him down court and get the offense going. Get the defense on their heels. Break up whatever their plan is. The Celtics are out here doing whatever the hell they want to do. And part of it is Drew Holiday, 94 feet playing defense. Then when they get to the half court, he's a problem. He's a problem. This isn't Jaden McDaniels, who's very young. Anthony Edwards, who's very young. Nas Reed is young too. Chris Finch is young in his coaching career. And Gobert should not be playing against the Dallas Mavericks if he can't show up and make an impact. Though he has to give 15, 20 minutes, just like they did with Porzingis. It's true. The thing that is true is, how the hell can you not understand drop coverage and how to react if Porzingis can do it and he's a similar size? He's just a big doof, Rudy Gobert. But also Porzingis does have 2 second-team all defensive members on that perimeter that get to rotate. And he's only playing 23 minutes. Derek White is amazing. He's like Dwayne Wade out there without the athleticism on the defensive end. And they don't have to play on offense. They when they get the ball, they pick their poison. They're amazing. Dime Drop was already calling them the best backcourt, one of the best defensive backcourts in NBA history. He's going there. And on top of that, you have Derek White, Drew Holiday switching and acting like they're going to switch, riding on their hip, on Luka Doncic's hip, with Porzingis in the middle. And if you switch, you're switching to Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Just a well-oiled machine over there. They got Porzingis back and they changed everything. Luka came out and was aggressive. He was aggressive. But before I get to Luka, just to finish with the Kyrie Irving thing, remember, they were already talking about them being the best backcourt of all time. That's what people were saying. To me, Luka's a point forward, small forward. Like, just to give him the automatic point guard list is just as lazy as when they say Kyrie Irving is the most skilled player of all time. The most skilled player of all time is getting shut the hell down by this Boston Celtics team. Again. Remember, they got swept in Brooklyn. Right? The most skilled player of all time got swept in Brooklyn. They just lost 2 in a row, so that's 6 in a row in the playoffs against the Celtics that he lost. Forget about the regular season, because this is when you told me it counts, right? That Brooklyn Nets Celtics thing was a big deal because that was like their conference finals. It's Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. They're supposed to make it to the conference finals at least. They didn't because the Celtics swept them out of there. And now they're losing 2 in a row. They're down 0-2 against the Celtics in Dallas, taking it back to Dallas for game 3. Kyrie Irving, man. Wish my guy All Ball was on here, because geez Louise. We talked about the Dallas Mavericks getting swept last night, which I don't think they will. We haven't seen a good game out of Kyrie yet to put pressure on the Celtics. They haven't felt real pressure yet because Kyrie hasn't been confident yet. We've seen Draymond Green drop a game in Boston and be shook to death, and that's Draymond Green, who, if Kyrie's the most skilled player ever, Draymond Green is the least skilled player ever, right? But when he made his impact and got comfortable. But if they do get swept, we were just bigging up Kyrie for his legacy and how he turned his career around. And that was on a personal level. That's for you guys, for you morons that were taking Kyrie's life too personally. Because to me, I always kept it basketball. So let's stick to keeping it basketball. If y'all had him as the best backcourt in the history of the NBA, if they get swept, what are they now? And specifically, what is Kyrie now? Because let's get this straight. We talk about James Harden. We talk about Kawhi. We talk about Russell Westbrook. Talk about Kevin Durant. Talk about LeBron switching teams. How many teams Kyrie Irving's been on? How many All-NBA teammates has he had? How many MVP candidates has he had alongside him now? Nothing was the same since LeBron James. Let's be clear about that. If he gets swept, if Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks get swept, LeBron's legacy jumps up. LeBron's legacy jumps up. I won with the guy that couldn't win anywhere else with every other MVP candidate, every All-NBA candidate. Right? I came to the Cavaliers. They got a number 1 draft pick, but without me, what is this? He went to Boston. What happened there in the playoffs? The most points per game he ever averaged in the playoffs was alongside LeBron James, 25 a game. The first year was around 19 a game. He just looked different around next to LeBron James. The other day, All Ball asked, who is LeBron James' best teammate? It is Kyrie Irving. It is Kyrie Irving. But guess what? Kyrie Irving's best teammate ever is LeBron James. What did he look like after Cleveland? I gave him a nod, the growing pains, the life growing pains, and trying to be a leader. He ends up calling who from Boston when things weren't working out. After he promised, hey, I'm going to be in Boston forever. After he said that, what did Kyrie Irving say? Who did he call for some help to get his mind right? You guessed it. LeBron Raymond James. And it's for all you guys that keep telling me he's the most skilled player of all time. How? Is defense not a skill? If so, this is the best combination of skills we've ever seen, and he lost 6 in a row. I disagree, Will. D Wade was LeBron. No, he was not. I'm just talking about basketball. I don't care what they say. Yo, he went to Miami. He learned how to win. And all. What is that? He learned how to win. LeBron calmed the hell down and he realized, oh, I keep getting my ass whooped out here. I can't go on the court and not show up. I can't score 8 points in the finals. Like, this is really on me. He finally realized, oh, I have to calm down. He started meditating on the court, right? Like LeBron in Miami was amazing. Spoelstra helped him out. Spoelstra did get better. I saw the mind the game thing where Spoelstra said, hey, Chris Bosh and Shane Battier, you're going to shoot through the corners, and that's where you're going to go to. You're not going to go to the middle of the court on a fast break. You shoot to the corners. They started running a 1-4 flat with LeBron, and it's tough to do a 1-4 flat with D Wade and LeBron James on the same court. The way that the era was going is how you're going to run a 1-4 flat if D Wade is a ball dominant dude too. And he's not a great shooter. He's not a great outside shooter. He's not a spot up shooter, right? So LeBron has to worry about that guy. And then LeBron wasn't really a spot up shooter. So you give the ball to D Wade, it's like, D-Wade really doesn't pass like LeBron. And LeBron's really a better player, so you're kind of like doing a defensive favor if you let D-Wade get the rock like that. And D-Wade was injury prone. Kyrie was injury prone, but Kyrie in a 1-4 flat is a bit different than D-Wade in a 1-4 flat, which is what LeBron loves to run because he needs the half court open so he can operate, maybe go downhill. Once you start switching and throw a couple of cuts and a couple of backdoor picks, and now he sees the wide open. He knows it's going to be wide open in the corner or on the wing, and LeBron can make that pass from anywhere. And that's a lot more deadly to do when you have LeBron on your side next to Kyrie Irving. You give him more one-on-one matchups, free him up. I can shoot that three-point shot. I can sink into the paint or on the other side of the court to bring to make the strong side LeBron James side and get more one-on-ones for Kyrie Irving. Get the game win over Steph Curry. That Luka Doncic LeBron James comparison, if they get swept, I don't care what y'all say. This ain't the Mavericks versus the Mavericks team. This ain't that Cavaliers team that went to the finals. LeBron could have done more, yes, but Luka Doncic is no LeBron James. I've never liked that comparison. That is insane. That is insane, and they're proving it now. LeBron James would have had a 27-year-old LeBron James would have went bananas. Even when he lost to the Celtics in 2008, 2009 on the Cavaliers, he had like a bad quadruple double, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists, and like 10 turnovers. But he's getting 30 points, and there's nothing you could do about him. With Luka, they're really blocking off his passing lanes, and if LeBron has a Kyrie on that Cavaliers team, it might be a different story. It just might be. But ever since then, what has Kyrie done? What has Kyrie done? He's the most skilled player of all time in you guys' opinion. He's a number one option. He's your number one scoring option. That's what you guys tell me. And all of us said was, yo, it's tough for a guy like that because when you throw size on him, that championship style defense, it can wear on him. And Luka Doncic is dropping off grenades. Why are you acting like LeBron never lost the finals? He did lose the finals, but that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about LeBron James and next to the Kyrie Irving did not look like this. That's what I'm talking about. We criticize LeBron all the time. I definitely do. But I'm talking about how Kyrie looks ever since Cleveland. Ever since Cleveland. Boston did not work out. Brooklyn did not work out. It was working out. It's working out with the Mavericks, but he's the second option. You need more around him. He's not KD. He's not Steph Curry. He's not James Harden. And you guys told me he was. He was never a top 5 MVP candidate. But this is how Kyrie Irving fans were coming at me, and I'm like, what the hell? It ain't nothing personal, bro. If this was 2 MVP candidates, I think this all changes. This is just heavily on Kyrie Irving, man. And we gave him his props a couple weeks ago when they made it out of the Western Conference Finals and they did all that to the Western Conference. I had him as the most dangerous team in the West or in the league after they made that trade. I still believe that. But he has to show up against this Celtics team, man. They're going crazy over there in Boston. And you got to do it for our sake, damn it. Kyrie, what the hell are you doing, man? Can't let the Celtics win. We hate the Celtics. We don't give them no damn props. Damn it. Jesus Christ, Kyrie. Paul Pierce, another clown in sports media. Well, Paul Pierce is crazy, man. Facts, because I can't stand seeing Paul Pierce cracked out. Look at it. Yeah, exactly. Get Paul Pierce out of here, man. Nobody wants to see you. Which is stupid chain. D-Wade was better than you, Paul Pierce. Chill out. Chill out. Tonight, 7:30. More Knicks Rehab, more All Ball TV. I did my first PowerPoint presentation on here. Felt kind of good. True, we don't want Celtics to win at all. They got enough banners. And they're from Boston. Like, I almost caught myself being a Red Sox fan because I used to hate the Yankees so much growing up as a Mets fan. But then I had to stop myself and be like, there's no way I'm rooting for a Boston team. They come over to New York trying to come to Yankee Stadium or Shea Stadium at the time. What you doing? Come over here with no Red Sox. No. T-Mac or D Wade? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? D Wade made it out of the first round before Shaq. Yeah, Lamar Odom, don't get me wrong, and Caron Butler. That's kind of interesting, man. T-Mac with Lamar Odom and Caron Butler would have been kind of serious. But I just think T-Mac had enough chances, man. He was celebrating too early. He's kind of a front runner, man. He's kind of a front runner. T-Mac at the time was one of my favorite players, too. He just kept disappointing me. I always talk to Dom about when KG exposed T-Mac for me at the All-Star game one year. Because the same week or the same month, T-Mac went to Minnesota and KG locked him up again. And then that same season, Tayshaun Prince locked him up. And it was like, all right, you got to figure that out. But he still never made it out of the first round on his own. D-Wade didn't have a jumper. He didn't need one. T-Mac had a jumper and he did what with it? And I'm going to pump the brakes on the T-Mac slander for a second because Shane Battier pointed something out about T-Mac that I didn't even realize. When they asked Shane Battier who was the best passer you ever played with, he said T-Mac. He said there's passes that T-Mac could make that LeBron couldn't make and D-Wade couldn't make, nobody he played with ever made. I said, damn. I mean, it made me go back and watch T-Mac highlights, and I was like, oh, snap, yo, deep. Like, picture perfect fastball. T-Mac, will we get hypnotized by? GOAT level potential. His talent, if he had Kobe's will, he's the best player of his time period. Vince Carter, same thing. GOAT level potential, but they didn't have Kobe's will. Right? D Wade's will at that. Now that we're talking about that. D Wade was a savage, bro. Dirty. D Wade was a dirty player. He was a savage. He broke Kobe's nose. I love it. Right? When he called Kobe to, yo, my bad about it. Kobe said, I love it. Kobe's a lunatic. God bless the dead. But T-Mac, he just lacked the heart, man. He that's why when I hear him talk sometimes, it's kind of weird. Like, bro, nah, man. Nah. You were second tier. You should have been a second option, actually. He's a bit of a chucker. Yeah. T-Mac should have been a second option, man. Yep. If T-Mac and Vince stay together as a team, woo. Yo, drip more. That's another reason why I started losing respect for T-Mac, like little by little, not as a man, but just as a basketball player, right? Because there was one year, it's Vince, T-Mac, and Tim Duncan. No, T-Mac, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett on the Slam magazine, and T-Mac makes a comment like, yo, if I had Tim Duncan on my team, I would have seen Kobe in the finals and probably would have beat them. And he was throwing a shot at Kobe like, you have Shaq. Kobe goes into the next magazine cover or next Slam magazine issue, and he goes, you should have stayed in Toronto, and we would have seen you and spanked you there. Just every time Kobe replied to somebody back then, he was so like adamant. He really earned our respect. T-Mac really lost mine. That was the difference. Really lost mine. D-Wade earned our respect. Don't get me wrong, Kyrie Irving earned our respect too. Even with all this being said about Kyrie Irving, I still think he's amazing. I don't know if T-Mac is as good as Kyrie Irving. T-Mac gets on my nerves, man. He does. Like, it's not even close how talented they are, but it's like at least Kyrie's gonna show up and just, do what he can. T-Mac is just too cool for school, man. Knock it off. Too cool for school. Same thing with Vince Carter. Y'all too cool, man. Y'all too cool. Y'all you got pedicures and manicures probably. Need your hair cut done before you get into the game. Yeah, man. Nah, T-Mac. Get out of here, bro. Nah. All they talk about is their talent, bro. Super talented. Super talented. Just like with Jaylen Brown right now. Jaylen Brown's a dog. Nah, come on. Come on, Drip Moore. We used to call him the crazy eye killer. If you know who the crazy eye killer is, I might send you a super chat. Crazy eye killer is classic. I'll wait to see my dramatic takes. If Dallas ends up losing the next game, I think everybody just being overreactive, just like the Timberwolves series when they won the first 2 games. Yes. But I don't think it's over until we watch the next game, because I thought the Mavs could have won this game. I don't know why people think they couldn't have won this game. Luka came out the way I thought I wanted him to. Kyrie really didn't show up, but the Mavs need to adjust. It's not like they don't have 2 guys that could bring the ball up. Like, remember that was all, like, Josh Hart spoke to it. He said, we were trying to find ways to give Brunson a breather in the playoffs against the Pacers, and the Mavericks have to find a way to give Luka Doncic a breather. Like, I don't understand why Kyrie can't bring the ball up. The most skilled player ever. We all agree he has the best handles of all time. Like, is he injured? Like, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand Jason Kidd with that. Like, you have why is your best player gonna inbound the ball that many times? Why don't you get him across half court so that the attention is on him? Do they not trust Kyrie being the point guard? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was a simple adjustment. Luka had a bad turn. That's not talked about. We didn't talk about that either. At the end of the game, Luka had a bad turnover, and I know PJ Washington, he was fouled by Jaylen Brown when Jaylen Brown blocked his dunk. That game was 103-98, if I'm not mistaken, and that turned everything around. That would have made the game a 3-point game, and PJ Washington would have been at the free throw line. But before that, Luka turned the ball over at half court. That was bad. That was awful. That's the best player. See, that's the other thing about Luka that's not being talked about. Kyrie Irving, I already spoke about how his defense was never really all that or consistent, but Luka Doncic is garbage on the defensive end. Trash. Another reason why comparing him to LeBron is insane. LeBron was just an android. He was free safety on the defensive end. Not a lot. He wasn't a lockdown guy, but the zone defense helped him out a lot, right? Roaming around the court. Just go watch LeBron James highlights when he was 22 years old. He's flying around the court. Nobody looks like that to me anymore. As much as they say, we got LeBron James in the league. No, we don't. Who the hell's flying around the court like that? And then after that, on a fast break, he was insane. That's the part where Luka, like, he puts pressure on the defense and gets those 4 to 6 easy points a game. Luka can't do that. Defensively, he's not getting you a stop. And then in transition, he's not really starting a transition because defensively he stinks. So what is he doing? He has to play slow-mo ball. Yeah, the chase down blocks. But even the chase down blocks, he started mastering that. That was crazy. Jason Kidd's rotation is tight as well. Tim Hardaway got a DNP. That's crazy because he played in game 1. LeBron hasn't played defense since the Miami days when you have a teammate that's pushing you to play defense. Kyle Kuzma, that's a problem. But that's part of his whole thing, right? Like, LeBron is Mr. That's what those allegations. I'm not gonna speak it. Them allegations, right? Them allegations popped up for a reason because those things allegedly, when you take them, they work on a schedule, right? And LeBron James practices and works out and even plays the game on a schedule. I'm gonna take a break over there in the corner and playing defense so I could catch my wind. He treats everything like a workout, right? Like there's no real rhythm to LeBron's game. He's like a bull out of a china shop, right? So his thing was like, I'm not gonna play defense. I'm gonna take a breather. So yeah, you're right. He didn't play defense at the Miami days, like a wholehearted defense. But again, he doesn't play defense. But I saw him lock down Jalen Brunson for the final play against the Knicks. He said, "I got Jalen," and locked him down for the final play. After they were doubling Jalen Brunson the whole game. Yeah, but he locked him down. I've seen this season LeBron lock up Kawhi Leonard, lock him up in the midst of Kawhi going on this like record-breaking month, insane 70%. LeBron said, "I got him." He got Kawhi's heart at 40 years old. Luka ain't got nobody's heart on defense. Nobody. The only guy maybe him and what's my guy from Mo Wagner's brother. Somebody took somebody's girl in that scenario. Mo Wagner, I keep telling y'all, the must-see TV, the white-on-white crime is Mo Wagner versus Luka Doncic games. Get ready for some real potential fisticuffs. Somebody took somebody's girl. But I digress. Luka ain't taking nobody's heart on the defensive end. I've seen LeBron James take Kawhi Leonard's heart this season. I've seen LeBron James lock down Jalen Brunson. Is it the only defensive player of the game for him? Maybe. Maybe, but Luka can't do that. If he does it, it's by luck. Gotta call a spade, man. A spade is a spade. It's not a shovel. That's why Cam Reddish is washed, man. He's too cool for school. I just don't think Cam Reddish is that good. But you're right. He's too cool. Probably goes to practice and just, what's up, man? I think I pissed somebody off with the Manny Petty. Sure, we don't want the Celtics to win at all. Wade and McGrady. Wade didn't have a jumper. If T-Mac and Vince stayed together, Kobe mentality was brutal. We really forgetting about injuries with Tracy McGrady. I don't understand the slander. Because I saw him without the injuries in real time. League Pass just came out. We saw a bunch of Tracy McGrady games. Saw him against Ray Allen. I thought Ray Allen was a better player. Like, he was more talented than Ray Allen, but Ray Allen was just, he got to it. I seen Ray Allen give Kobe a triple-double his second game against the Lakers when he joined Seattle. He was going crazy. Skilled, got to the basket, had a handle. He got past the second round. He made it to the conference finals. He was the number one option on that team. T-Mac ain't do that. If Milwaukee had T-Mac, they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have done that. We like T-Mac dogged it. He wasn't a dog, man. He just wasn't. I understand the injuries, but I've seen him between the injuries. I saw it. Come on, man. I just got a Manny Petty on Friday. I feel that was personal. No. Hold on, Mr. McCormick. I'm not against any Manny pedicures, but my brother. I will go to my peoples, my chinos, my chinas. What? I ain't against no manicure, pedicure, but I don't need one to go work. I don't need one to go play basketball. T-Mac's getting the manicure on the airplane, and that's what he's worried about after he gets injured and has a back brace on. Enjoy your day. Eric KP got hurt as well with some calf injury. I heard the same thing after the game. I also heard Porzingis say, "I ain't worried about it. I'll die out there." He wants that championship, man. 2 years, $60 million from the Celtics. He wants that chip. He knows all he got to do is win one over there in Boston, and he's a legend forever. Because Boston is like New York with that. They make their legends, man. They make their in any sport. Any sport. Hockey. Every sport over there is like New York. Just like Philly. All the East Coast teams. I don't think LA is like over here. They got dudes going to win it. The Dodgers can win the championship, and it's not gonna be this. It ain't gonna, I'm not a Yankee fan, right? When I was a baseball fan, but them guys be legends over there with the pinstripes on, man. Same thing with Boston. KP knows if he wins in Boston, he could go there anytime. Anytime. They'll love him for life. Okay, so why isn't he doing well? Who you talking about? Luka don't care about his body like LeBron, nor does he have the stamina like LeBron, which is weird. I wonder if he's going to care. You know, I wonder if Luka's gonna care at a certain point. It'll be tough not to care after for that long, you know. T-Mac was the big three in the early 2000s, along with Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson. This is the first time I ever heard this take in my life. No, it's not. He was not the big three because before him it was Vince. And if you're talking about guards, he was up there. Don't get me wrong. Like talent-wise, T-Mac was supposed to be that guy, the Adidas guy. I was a T-Mac fan, but he was a part of. Remember AI too. I love AI, but he was chucking. They were a part of like the replicate Jordan era, and they were all like one superstar for each team. So it's hard. It's hard to replicate Jordan when now we're realizing the Kobe's and the Jordans of the world. These are lunatics. They're like you have a anywhere you go, but in basketball specifically, is one person. Let's say it's 1% of the league physically is more gifted than everyone else. And then, in my opinion, 1% of the league is mentally motivated like that, right? Two different 1%. And then you have when you have a mixture of that 1% and 1% for one person, is usually like Derek White is a part of that 1% mentality, but he's not part of that 1% physically. He's not physically as gifted, but he has enough. And then he's also, you can't tell me Derek White is not a winner. You can't tell me Al Horford's not a winner. You can't. They haven't won a championship, but you telling me you don't want them on your team? These guys, you see how Al Horford looks? This guy's in shape. He's in his late 30s, still contributing. He was in a slump 3-point shoot, and he still stayed confident. Remember against the Milwaukee Bucks when Giannis yammed it on him and he started talking, and Al Horford looked at him like, what? And then he came back down court and yammed it back on Giannis. Like, well, who are you talking to? And Giannis looked nervous. He looked scared as hell. I don't know what Al Horford told him. He told him something in Spanish. Hey, get okay, mama. That's what he hit him with. Bing bang. Con quién? Al Horford looks scared to death. I mean, Giannis looks scared to death of Al Horford. I want to pull it up, but they're going to, you know what? Let's pull it up. I'll look it up. What am I talking about? If you watch it on the replay, I'm going to scrub it out because they're going to flag the video. So they're playing a commercial right now. Man. And no, I'm not saying Al Horford's a winner because he yammed it on Giannis. That's not my point. I'm saying that he's that competitive. Should I turn the sound off? Maybe I could turn the sound off and they won't flag me. Look, boom. Ah! Look at Giannis. Oh, and he elbowed him. Bing! Who you talking to like that? ¿Con quién tú me estás hablando, mamá? ¡Wow! ¡Pan! ¡Toma! He got the technical and everything. Get out of my face. Brugal Horford. See, but what they don't, what they're not showing, look at Giannis. Scared to death. What they're not showing, hold on, because they was breaking down Al Horford's dunk on Giannis. Okay, but do they show when Giannis yammed it on him first? Oh, yeah. See, look. Yams it on him. But look, he starts talking, and Al Horford goes, oh, okay. But look, Giannis looks scared to death. But look at how staring at him. Al Horford goes, oh, yeah, he talk. And then he gets nervous. He's talking to him. Yeah, okay. Hold on. What did Al Horford say? Let's see what he said.
Really didn't sit well with me. And looking at me and the way
Yeah, I like it.
I don't really know what he said to me, but the way he was looking at me and the way that he was going about it really didn't sit well with me. And at that point, I think just something switched with me.
Yeah, you can say that again, because in the fourth quarter, Al Horford, he absolutely took over, and he got Giannis. What do they say? Revenge is best served cold.
Slapped him.
Nah, that wasn't a slap.
That was a yell afterwards. We never see Al Horford exude that
Ever.
type of emotion, but he was fired up. Giannis was down for a hot minute, but he would get back
because
up.
he's a winner, man. Brugal Horford. No slander, just facts. T-Mac never made it out of the first round. Horrendous behavior. He has no Al Horford in him, Derek White. These guys, Drew Holiday, even Jaylen Brown gets better every year. Gets better every season. Every season, Jaylen Brown has shown us something new. It's getting interesting over there. He might be the best player in Boston. I'm annoyed, but I'm not tripping yet about Dallas. I'll start tripping if they lose the next game facing the losing the finals. I mean, come on, 3-0 that's different. Shame. That's our Knicks draft pick, KP. Sheesh. Yeah. KP. And here's the crazy part, right? That nobody talks about. That Kristaps Porzingis trade that we made to the Dallas Mavericks, we were supposed to get that Derek Lively pick. The Mavs tanked to be able to pick in the top 10, and they picked Derek Lively. So maybe we wouldn't have got Derek Lively because we would have picked number 11 or whatever it was for Dallas or whatever it would have been, but the Mavs wouldn't be in the finals right now without Derek Lively. So you got Kristaps Porzingis attached to the whole thing. He's in the finals along with Derek Lively after being a part of that trade. Allah, what's going on, my brother? Show that KP clip on Freak. On Giannis? When he dunked it on Giannis? Porzingis. Ooh. Why you guys doing this to me this early in the morning? After he dunked it on Giannis?
Credit the Milwaukee defense.
Oh, with us. Oh, of course. Yeah, that's when wait, you're not talking about that, are you? Oh, okay, you are. When KP hurt his knee. Nah, I didn't want to see that again. What's wrong with you, Dripmo? Why would you make me put this on? Hold on, Porzingis Nick highlights. I got a Porzingis jersey, man. Porzingis Knicks highlights are crazy. He would catch the alley-oops and everything. Come on, T-Mobile. Why you doing that to me, man? Nobody cares about you, T-Mobile. I gotta call y'all later, too. I might skip out on T-Mobile. I'm showing this and then I gotta run. Porzingis. He's just unhealthy. Bang. What you want to do, Timmy? Huh? Give me that. Carmelo couldn't get out the first round with Porzingis. Huh? ¿Qué pasó, Carmelo? Bingo. Bang. Toma. He was a young stud out there, man. Porzingis. Those tip back dunks were crazy his rookie year. Rookie season, that's when he was sitting on the hood of the Benz like Jay-Z. Like a Jay-Z album cover. Crazy. Oh my. I couldn't believe what I was with the unicorn. Just not. And remember, like part of the reason we hope Wemby makes it. Oh my. Is because we saw the Porzingis as fans, right? Porzingis, Ralph Sampson. These guys don't Yao Ming. These tall big guys like this, they don't really make it, man. Come on, man. Porzingis was a joke on the uniform. It's a big deal. They're not gonna say it. We'll say it because Knicks fans out here, right? Best viewers. I got my first we call him a spammer on Twitch. Damn KP. Wow, basketball gods. Yeah, man. Then being like the Mavs get away with that ish too. Yeah, you saw Adam Silver addressing it. They brought it back up. Kobe had the quad, AI, and T-Mac did not. And the Magic, Doc Rubin had that Magic team. Could have had T-Mac cooking. Yeah, yeah. But even if you have Tim Duncan there, man, he played with Yao Ming when Yao Ming was healthy, and they didn't look unbeatable. They won 27 in a row without and Yao Ming. Like he had enough talent over there. They put together. I'm trying to think who the general manager was. I think Rick Adelman was the coach. That's Jeff Van Gundy coached them. I forgot who the general manager was. If I even know. I just think I don't think T Mac had it, bro. I just don't. Some people do, some people don't. And then I think like at least in New York, you run into people after a while. You run into so many people. You start figuring out who's full of it and who learned. It's like people that go to church and they memorize the Bible, so they know how to sound like they know how to sound good, literally. They know how to sound like they're going to heaven. Well, T-Mac always wanted to sound like he was going to heaven. Bro, I don't believe you. I'm watching the game. You just don't. Imagine Ray Allen with Vince Carter. You kidding me? Imagine if Timberwolves never traded Stephon Marbury for Ray Allen. I always go back to that too. You gotta go for Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, draft day, right? Because then Antoine Jameson gets to who does Vince get to go play with? They had a bad team for years over there in Golden State, though. Not Bobby Sir. What's the other guy? I forgot his name. They were all right. Because Antoine Jameson ended up playing with Gilbert Arenas and Jason Richardson. Jason Richardson and Vince Carter on the same team would have been crazy. Like for a highlight reel. But yeah, T-Mac just disappointing, man. What makes it worse is that he just needs to come out and just talk about why he's disappointed. Is he just gonna say, "Oh, I was injured"? I don't want to keep stressing it because I'm pissing somebody off with the T-Mac tonight. Lorenzo, something happened to your mic. I think very low sound suddenly. It might be the clutch gods. How about now? shut it down. Oh yeah, I don't hear it. You're right. Here we go. Very low. Yo, 1 2. 1 2 1 2. What? What? All right. We'll do it like this for now. We'll switch it up, baby. I'm gonna sign off. Appreciate you guys showing me love. Thank you for telling me my sound was off. Lorenzo in the benzo, huh? Yeah, I switched to the AirPods. Thanks, guys. 7:30 tonight. We'll talk about the game. I'll be back with the family. Gave a perspective. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. It's been an hour and a half. Love y'all, man. Love y'all. All Ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.